Hello, fellow listeners, tech bugs, coding ninjas, and other hidden gems. So, guys, have you ever tapped so hard on that 404 error of your favorite shopping app and been appalled? Ever wondered why your Netflix hung after just one episode of your weekend binge? Well, what about the superheroes who are running to your rescue? Well, I am here to help you decode your worries. I'm your host, fellow gamer, footballer, occasional writer, and an employer branding head, Gayatri.
Oh, hey, Gayatri. So nice to always talk to you. But what are we doing in the middle of the week here?
So, Chandni, I have been hearing about this hackathon that's running around, and I couldn't resist knowing more. So, how about you fill me in on it a little bit?
Absolutely. But let's get to know what LambdaTest is all about first.
All right, shoot it.
Okay, so use Amazon for shopping?
Yeah, all day, every day.
Great. So what happens if, some button or click is not working and you're not able to order?
Well, I tap on my screen incessantly, I shake my phone, I reinstall, restart, or I'll just, get tired and go to a competitor. The job needs to be done.
True. Point is there. So now that's where LambdaTest kicks in and solves that problem for businesses and individuals where it's reliable and secure to test that platform for you.
All right, that's super interesting. I don't think I've really heard much about such a platform before. We have with us a true coding genius, biker, fitness enthusiast, the true backbone of LambdaTest, Anurag, who has been building the company from the product side. And of course, not to forget, Chandni, the people leader, the engineer at heart, sales whiz kid, and a complete all-rounder who's been building LambdaTest from the people side. Let's now move on to the first episode of LambdaTested, the Hohmann Transfer. Anurag, I've heard about so many hackathons that companies have. So, how is this different and what are we trying to achieve?
Okay, so it all started with a very recent incident that we had. There was an ongoing POC with one of the prospect, and he just reached out to our support team. He encountered an issue. So our customer support representative was actually able to solve it through one of the documentation which was created by one of our developers. And as we noticed that this issue got resolved in the first call, and this led to a great idea that what if we create documentation around everything that we have built in terms of processes, in terms of engineering, architecture. So this is actually what inspired us to do this hackathon.
Okay, so there was also a stage where new joinees come into the system and they want to understand the product and the system faster. It is not easy to understand a deep tech system or a product. The whole architecture behind it is not easy to grasp, especially when you're working in a very collaborative kind of environment. You have to connect with different folks and it can be a lot of time taking. This hackathon kind of gave us an ideation. We can have a well-documented system and eventually have a system where the learning time is reduced and set up a path for a faster growth for all the people who are coming into the system also.
All right, that's an interesting angle because you have to take into consideration the people fact of it and the technical fact of it, right? So,
absolutely,
exactly. So the term Hohmann transfer for a non-techie like me is a real head scratcher, and I was just obsessing over Google, what is this? And once I did understand, I really wanted to know, how did you think of this name and how does it relate to what we are doing?
So Hohmann Transfer is all about shifting orbits, and this is exactly what we are doing. We want to be ready for the next scale, and in order to be ready, we are creating an organization-wide documentation guide, which will help and improve the processes that we perform at LambdaTest.
Yeah, right, Anurag. So it also will give us a very good visibility how to set, growth path for each individual also. So we will be able to identify their strengths, what is working, what is not working, which direction we need to lead to. So it solves a lot of purpose there.
All right. Anurag, so I have a question for you. What do you think, how did you get people into the vigor of this project? What worked, what didn't work, what were the failures, the strengths? Like, how did you manage it all? Because it's a good massive team and super, hardworking individuals. So was there any challenge, and, how did you go about it?
Right. So we had an engineering kickoff internally with all of the team, and the tone was set right in that kickoff call that we need to work on this documentation. And as soon as this was announced, I think everyone was aligned. Everyone at LambdaTest is competitive, and they understood that this is not just an opportunity to create documentation and improve the processes, but also learn something which will help them in their future if they have their own startups.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, it kind of, Gayatri, involved getting everybody on the same page. Like, it was not easy. So, it was more about, like, we had to brainstorm what went well, what did not go well. It needs to be decided by our people. So when that kind of thing got decided onto the table, and everyone at LambdaTest wants to head towards scale now. So we kind of got to the table, got to a decision, and the party started, right? So, only few people in a lifetime get to decide, how they want to carve out their career path. So it's a little different here, where we give an opportunity for people to reflect and kind of do what they really enjoy doing.
Right. And I do know about the party because I can see snacks and endless food flowing. That's one way to pump up our engineers, for sure.
Yeah, I think I have also put on weight.
Oh, damn. For a fitness enthusiast, I think that's, we are doing a good job then. And so, Chandni, you talked about, building everybody up as an entrepreneur, and that's what we encourage at LambdaTest. I've seen that as well. So, what do you think were the setbacks here, and how did you guys tackle it from a people point of view? Because that's the most important aspect.
So coming down to setbacks, it's about just kind of figuring out, what the strength of our people are. It's about helping each other and kind of building more on it. We have, like, you're talking about innovation here. So trying out new things, it's not a setback. It's more about just try, fail fast. And that is something really important to keep trying.
Right. And it's very important to, have that emotional quotient as a leader to actually understand what your team is going through at that very point. Right. And so, Anurag, how do you encourage your team, to become entrepreneurs, have that entrepreneurial mindset per se while doing this task day in, day out, right?
Right. So we ensured that they get all the support that they need in terms of feedbacks and understanding the tech better. And the key to entrepreneurship is understanding the deep lying problem, and that's what we focused, that everyone gets to understand the problem and why are we creating this documentation. And I think everyone was aligned, and we encourage them to be persistent and take risks.
All right. That's actually pretty, I think that's how it should work, right? Feedback is key. And plus, we are such a multi-generational workforce that if you don't take regular feedback and action, it kind of is like a pitfall. Right. So I think we did get a gist of what we're trying to say, and I have a little more clarity on the Hohmann Transfer. Hopefully, I'll have a little more. So when are you wrapping up the hackathon, Anurag?
Will be done by next week.
Awesome. And how do you feel? Like, how was the energy so far?
So I think energy was pretty high because it's New Year. So everyone was working towards the same goal. And just to top it up, we have some amazing prizes which will be, giving out after the hackathon ends.
Awesome. I think that's a great motivator.
And especially the fun part was, seeing a lot of faces we didn't see before while working in a hybrid culture. So, just meeting everyone and just guessing their names was a task in itself. But it was really cool just, hanging out with them, eating a lot, and, getting some cool swag was the best part.
Awesome. I think I'm going to write my name down for some swags as well. And please don't tell anybody. So great. I think that comes to a close of the first episode of LambdaTest It. And thank you guys for joining. Any parting words?
Yes, definitely. This has been a lot of fun and a lot of learning for all of us here at LambdaTest. We will always be bullish about immense growth for our people. This hackathon will help us identify their key strengths, and we'll be focusing and building more on it. So, hey, LambdaTest.
Awesome, Anurag.
I think that's all, Gayatri. I need to go back to the hackathon and I have multiple PRs which needs to be reviewed.
Okay, so we won't keep you much longer. All right, thank you guys. And watch this space for more live updates of LambdaTest. We'll see you in the next episode in the following weeks.